Hello and welcome to this week's vlog. Since this is our first ever autumn on the East Coast, my boyfriend Ryan and I wanted to fully embrace the season, so we visited Harvest Moon Farms in Croton Falls, New York, and had an absolutely beautiful time. How is it?
It's not very good.
It's either I just keep the doctor away.
We picked enough apples to fill one small bag, which we brought home with us to enjoy throughout the week. I also just couldn't resist bringing home a few pumpkins and gourds. He really likes his head scratched. We also visited the food vendors and enjoyed a lovely lunch, brought some jams and jellies home from the market, and also snagged half a dozen apple cider donuts for the ride home. That evening, I spun up some of the wool that I had bought last week at the Rhinebeck Sheep and Wool Festival. Because it had all these fun colors hiding inside, I thought it would be really fun to core spin it and then ply it with a silk yarn to create something really fun and textured. Overall, it was an absolutely perfect day. Good morning, happy Monday! It's been about 2 weeks since I last recorded a vlog, so quite a lot of things have happened and I'll definitely update you on my projects as we go along. So let's head to campus! My first class of the week is my Photoshop print design class, where we've been learning how to turn our hand-painted motifs into repeating textile designs. I painted these silly looking parakeets and pansies to make 2 fun coordinating prints. I still have a lot of work to do on these, like the colors are definitely not right yet, and you'll see how they develop throughout the week. Hello, I just got back from lunch, stopped by my locker to grab some stuff, and now I'm heading over to my screen printing class. For the past few weeks, I've been printing fabrics using my brush stroke stripe design. Now that that project's totally finished, we've moved on to a brand new project. This time, our assignment is to create 2 screens that when overlapped will create a 3-color geometric print. I used Photoshop to create my designs, then print them out onto vellum, then photographed my screens to transfer the designs onto the screens. I then spent the whole class period trying to figure out what colors I wanted to use. So I mixed a lot of paint and I printed a lot of swatches. The goal is to create 3 coordinating colorways, so by the end of class I had my 6 colors that would be ready for printing next week. After class, my friend Sophia and I went off campus to grab some sweets, some caffeine, and some dinner. I then spent my whole evening in the weaving studio working on my next homework assignment. There were 5 looms in the classroom, warped and ready to go with colors that corresponded to an object. We had to pick a loom and an object to use as inspiration for a short weaving sample. I picked this orange warp because the color made me really happy, and I explored some weaving patterns and designs that evoked the feeling of my object. This was meant to be a really fun and loose exploration, and overall, I really enjoyed the process. Hello! It is about 10:30 and I'm finally heading home after a super long day filled with a lot of just like really tedious work. But I did get to do one thing that was fun, I'm kind of in the process of organizing a like Halloween party get together for my classmates, and so that should be a lot of fun. That's gonna happen on Friday, so stay tuned for that. So anyway, I'm just heading home, probably gonna study a little bit for tomorrow's quiz, and yeah, I'll just see you in the morning. Hello, happy Tuesday. It is rainy and wet and horrible, and I'm heading to my Japanese class, so I will see you there. Four hours of Japanese class is way too long, so I'm taking a Pop-Tart break. Hello again. So I have a break until my next class, so I went to the same restaurant I went to yesterday called Dig, and I got a very cozy meal of mac and cheese and squash, so I'm gonna sit somewhere warm and enjoy that. In my next class, which was my weaving class, we finally turned in the projects that we've been working on since the first day of school that are inspired by our natural objects. I created 2 woven designs inspired by this macaw feather from my days of working at a bird hospital. One design represents the colors from the front of the feather, and one design represents the back. It's really hard to show these designs on camera, but I hope you can at least get the gist of what I made. We then presented our work to the class for critique, which lasted 4 hours. It has been a really long day, and I am really excited to go home. I kind of feel like I want to do something cozy just to like unwind and take it easy, because I actually don't have anything due tomorrow, which I feel like it's been a very long time since I've been able to say that. So this weekend when Ryan and I went to the apple orchard, we brought back a whole bag of apples, and I think it'd be fun to try to cook those into something tonight. I decided to make baked apples, so I cut up the apples, covered them in a mixture of butter, cinnamon, brown sugar, and golden raisins, and then popped them in the oven until they were soft. They smelled so good, and I served them with vanilla ice cream as a fun, festive treat. Good morning, happy Wednesday. It's definitely feeling like winter, so I'm all bundled up and I'm heading to campus, so I'll see you there. So I just went to my locker to grab my supplies for my next class, and this is actually the class where, since the first day of school, I've been working on my crab print, and I actually turned that in last week, so I'll show you some pictures and some videos of how that turned out. If you followed my vlogs for a while, you know that I've been working really hard on this project since day 1 of this semester. We started by using images from the New York Public Library's picture collection, and then found color palettes from fashion forecasting websites to inspire our designs. Then we hand painted our patterns in repeat, meaning that this painting can be tiled to create a seamless pattern. This was an enormous amount of work, and it required a lot of very meticulous planning, and I'm really relieved to finish this project in one piece. And now it's on display right in front of the classroom. And now we're moving on to our next project, which is creating floral designs using watercolor painting techniques. I went back to the library and I found some inspiring images of orchids, and I've been working on developing my design's layout. During our lunch break, Sophia and I ran across town to a Halloween store to find some inspirations for our costumes for Friday. I love Halloween stores. I can't really explain why, but they just make me so happy. We then stopped by Trader Joe's to get some snacks for the rest of the day. In our afternoon class, we continued to work on our flower paintings. These were designed with traditional textile painting techniques in mind, and I went for a very bold and graphic design, which was a lot of fun to paint. I then spent my whole night on campus working on my Photoshop design from earlier in the week and eating Trader Joe's snacks. Hello again, it's almost midnight and I am beyond exhausted. I pretty much spent the whole evening working on my Photoshop homework for tomorrow, but that's done now and I can finally go home, so I will see you tomorrow. Hello, happy Thursday. I think this has to be my favorite weather. It's cold and crisp and full sun. There's something just like so nice about that. I just feel good today. So anyway, I'm heading to class now and I will see you there. My only class of the day today was my afternoon Photoshop class where we learned how to simulate woven plaids. I designed a really simple plaid design and then I put it in a whole bunch of colors just to see what would look best with the other two prints in my collection. We also had to make our entire collection in another colorway. I'll show you much better pictures of everything once I have my designs and my colors finalized next week. Before heading home, we stopped by Trader Joe's again for some groceries. Hello again, so I'm walking home with my grocery haul. Gonna put everything away, make myself dinner, and then I'm actually gonna watch a movie with Ryan. Moulin Rouge is one of my all-time favorite movies, and for our next project in weaving, we need to find something non-natural to inspire us, so I figured, let's do Moulin Rouge. So we're gonna rewatch that, eat some food, have a good night, and then I'll see you tomorrow. Ryan and I made a charcuterie board using apples from Harvest Moon, salami from Rhinebeck, and we enjoyed the movie. Hello, happy Friday! So it's the 29th of October today. It is a couple days away from Halloween, but my whole class decided that we'd dress up today, and we're also gonna go out tonight and celebrate as a class together. So it should be a really fun, really festive day today. I'm excited to take you along. Let me also show you my outfit for today. Let's go! My teacher surprised us with homemade cupcakes, which was a lovely start to a very long day. I worked on my new designs for this class, which was inspired by carnivorous plants like pitcher plants and sundews. I traced over some images that I got from the library to start collecting motifs for my pattern. Hello again, so I just went to my locker to grab my painting supplies, and now I'm switching gears to my other class, which is working on my orchid design. I printed out my mood board for my orchid project, which for some reason turned out way more neon than I'd hoped. And then I continued working on my layout, and I also practiced some watercolor painting. So 6 hours of drawing and painting flowers later, I'm finally done and it's time to party. About half of our class and a whole bunch of friends piled into the subway and headed over to Flushing, where I'd reserved a spot at a really cool karaoke bar. After a night of singing, we headed over to a local restaurant where I tried a really interesting meal of Korean gratin, which was basically bulgogi and rice absolutely smothered in cheese. Hello again. It has been quite a long evening, but it was definitely a good one. I had a lot of fun just hanging out with my classmates, drinking some drinks, singing some songs. I think it was a really good way to celebrate the holiday. And now I'm looking forward to going home and just kind of doing nothing for the rest of the weekend. That sounds nice. I think I deserve a break. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching and for following along on my journeys, and I'll see you next week.